This is a presentation on the global environmental issue of air pollution. Think of when you see this picture. Thoughts about this picture. Not as pretty as the initial picture, is it? I mean, you would prefer to live the life you see in this image as opposed to the previous. I know that I would. Well, the fact is, most Americans already live this lifestyle, one of family, love, and comfort. Family and love are important, and so is comfort. But the comfort that we enjoy daily, unfortunately, comes at a price. Part of it is reflected in this image. And this is what my presentation will focus on: air pollution. Air is a mix of particles and gases that can reach harmful concentrations both indoors and outside. It refers to the release of pollutants into the air that are detrimental to our health and our biosphere. Air comes from the production and use of energy. It is comprised of soot, which is a particulate matter made up of tiny particles of chemicals, soil, smoke, dust, and allergens in the form of gas or solids. Some other sources that add to air pollution are carbon monoxide, which comes from the exhaust of vehicles, smoke from forest fires and factories, methane gas, which occurs naturally and also comes from agriculture, volatile organic compounds, which is found in other manufactured items, aerosols from hairspray, and other household items. As you already know, some of these chemicals occur naturally. However, my focus will be on the human contribution of these pollutants. Technology has allowed us to increase the amount of chemicals we contribute into the air, which floats atop our atmosphere like a trapped cloud of fumes. There are several layers to the Earth's atmosphere. The layer that is affected by pollution is the troposphere, which is directly above us. It is where our weather happens, where planes fly, and it is where we get the air that we breathe. Added chemicals that pollute the air in large quantities creates an imbalance that nature on its own would take millennia to correct. Added pollutants comes from the waste byproduct of fuels, which escapes into the atmosphere from our vehicles and factories. Vehicles and factories exhaust large amounts of carbon monoxide into the air. When fossil fuels are burned, the released nitrogen and oxygen react with each other and form nitrogen oxides, which is trapped, resulting in the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect refers to a blanket of gases trapped in our troposphere, which keeps heat from escaping. This is a recipe for dangerous storms, unusually high temperatures, and acid rain. As a result of this pollution in the air, other areas of our biosphere are also impacted. We in America live a lifestyle that most in other parts of the world envies and can only dream of living. We are fortunate enough to live this lifestyle thanks to the years of research and development, and most of all, having the freedom to do so. Our way of life is as diverse as our people, in that some of us live on farms, in urban areas, cities, and in the suburbs. If you don't believe in air pollution, go to the countryside and you will instantly feel and see the difference in the air quality and visibility. Air in the country is generally cleaner than air in the city, which is partly because the country tends to have more woodlands to absorb and clean the air of carbon dioxide. The country is also free from the pollution of heavy traffic and industrial machinery. Pollution is measured daily by the Environmental Protection Agency by way of the Air Quality Index. The AQI provides a daily report of air quality in every region of the country. It would be a good idea to check their daily report for your area so that you will be aware, as well as protect yourself if you suffer from asthma or other illnesses which are vulnerable to poor air quality. Some of our own health issues which are brought about from air pollution. We cause these for several reasons. Some of us are in denial of the problem. Most of us are not willing to sacrifice our comfortable lifestyle. A good number of us believe nature will fix and balance things out. And most of us believe air pollution is someone else's problem in another part of the world. I'm sure you have images of people in some parts of Asia wearing masks as they go about their daily routine. However, this is not only another country's problem. Do you know 5 most air polluted cities in America are in the state of California? How unfortunate is this? Air pollution is our problem. Before I began my sustainability class, I considered eco-friendly. However, I was amazed what my global footprint was when I did the Global Footprint Survey. We are leaving larger carbon footprints than most in other parts of the world. The thing is, we claim to love our country and care about the future of our children. But how are we showing this love of country in future generations when most of us won't even accept that air pollution is a problem? We don't think it's a problem unless we are directly affected by it, which we are. We, myself included, find it difficult to give up the comfort of living in a house which is kept cool all summer and heated all winter, of jumping in our cars for every little thing that we need, for having the desire to shop till we drop for any and everything, which oftentimes aren't things that we need, but merely things we want, for eating out at restaurants often, for going for what's easiest in terms of prepackaged and processed foods. Keep in mind that what we buy had to be manufactured elsewhere. It had to be packaged and shipped, and finally, it also will eventually be disposed of. Each of us need to think about our behavior, the choices we make, and how we contribute greatly to polluting our air. Maybe we're sick or having to wear masks when we go outside, then air pollution will be at the forefront of our thoughts and concerns. Whether you want to believe it or not, there is scientific evidence that poor air quality leads to many illnesses. These illnesses range from minor discomforts to major health issues. Some of these are eye, lung, and throat irritation, trouble breathing, asthma, and even cancer. Breathing in polluted air causes the heart and lung to work harder to get clean oxygen. It can also lead to damaged cells in the respiratory system, and yes, it can lead to cancer as smoke contains many carcinogenic particulates. A crisis we can no longer ignore because air travels across borders and oceans. Air, with its pollutants, returns to land and bodies of water in the form of rain and snow. It is taken up in the roots of plants and is consumed by marine life, land animals, and people, where it is either ingested or breathed in. I believe that as Americans we are more than capable. We have the money, the technology, all the resources we need to begin remedying this problem. We just need to acknowledge that air pollution is a problem that needs to be rectified like any other problem. We also need to be willing to make modifications to our lifestyles. Us giving up a little, all of us will gain a lot in the end. This is not only a way of showing our love for our country and America's future generations, but it is showing the rest of the world that we are leaders who can lead by example. Not to mention, our actions today will be leaving our Earth home much better for the next generation. So let's begin this journey together, starting with today. Thank you. Thanks to the following for my research.